Hey everyone, today we are diving into a major international development, one that's not just about global terrorism, but also about diplomacy, accountability, and regional security in South Asia. So, here's the big headline.
The United States has designated the Resistance Front, the group behind the 22nd of April Pahalgam terror attack, as a foreign terror organization and specially designated global terrorist.
This move comes after a deadly terror attack on April 22, 2025, in Pahalgam, Jammu and Kashmir, where 26 innocent civilians were killed. It's being called one of the worst attacks in India since the 2008 Mumbai attacks. So, what exactly is TRF? Why has the US acted now? And what does this mean for India, Pakistan, and the broader global fight against terrorism? Let's break it down. First off, who or what is the Resistance Front? TRF came onto the scene back in 2019, but it wasn't exactly a mystery to counterterrorism experts. From the start, TRF was seen as a proxy, a front group for Lashkar-e-Taiba, or LET, which is a Pakistan-based terror outfit. LET, by the way, is the same group responsible for the 2008 Mumbai attacks, which killed over 160 people, including foreigners. Now, here's the thing, TRF isn't just a new name, it's actually a strategy. It's believed LET created TRF to carry out attacks in Kashmir without drawing attention to itself or to Pakistan. By operating under a different name, they can deflect blame, avoid international heat, and continue spreading violence. TRF has also used names like Kashmir Resistance Online, again, part of the same tactic: confuse, rebrand, and carry on. So, what does it mean that the US has designated TRF as an FTO and SDGT? In simple terms, this is a big deal. It means American citizens can't provide any kind of support to TRF: money, resources, services, nothing. Any assets TRF might have in the US get frozen. Financial institutions around the world, especially those tied to US systems, will now be watching and reporting TRF related activity. And globally, this puts TRF under a much tighter microscope: more sanctions, more restrictions, and much less room to operate. It's not just symbolic. It's a legal and financial strike that makes it harder for the group to move money, people, or weapons across borders. So, why is this happening now? It all goes back to the Pahalgam attack in April 2025. 26 civilians were killed in a brutal assault, and TRF initially claimed responsibility. But interestingly, they later took that claim back. Even with the retraction, investigators and intelligence agencies kept digging, and all signs pointed back to TRF. So, despite the mixed messaging from the group, the link was clear. That's when the US decided to act. According to US Secretary of State Marco Rubio, this designation shows that America is serious about fighting terrorism and that it's standing with India, especially in light of what happened in Pahalgam. This move also lines up with calls for justice for the victims and is being seen as a firm response to growing concerns about proxy groups like TRF operating under new labels. India was quick to respond, and they welcomed the move. India's Ministry of External Affairs called it a timely and significant step and said it shows strong cooperation between India and the US in counterterrorism. They also used the moment to reiterate India's zero tolerance policy toward terrorism and to highlight the need for the global community to act together. Even though this designation is about TRF, we can't forget that Lashkar-e-Taiba is still the driving force behind it. Think of TRF like the mask and LET as the face underneath. So, by going after TRF, the US is also indirectly tightening the pressure on LET and on Pakistan, which has long been accused of giving safe haven to groups like this. And here's another angle. This could impact Pakistan's standing in international watchdogs like the Financial Action Task Force, or FATF, which monitors how countries deal with terror financing. Now, let's be honest. Will this designation completely stop TRF? Probably not immediately. The group may still operate locally in Kashmir, and enforcement depends heavily on what happens inside the region, not just on international sanctions. But what it does do is make it much harder for TRF to raise funds, move people and resources, and gain any sort of international legitimacy. It's like cutting off oxygen from the outside. The group may still be alive, but it's a lot weaker now. Now, is this a forever kind of label? Not necessarily. These designations are reviewed periodically, and the US government can revoke them, but only if the group genuinely stops its terror activities and is no longer considered a threat. So, unless TRF completely dismantles, this label is likely to stay in place for a very long time. So, stepping back, what does this all mean? It's a clear message to terror groups. Using different names won't hide you anymore. It reinforces international accountability, especially for Pakistan, which faces growing pressure to act against these proxies. And it also strengthens the India US counterterrorism partnership, something that's been growing steadily over the last decade. But at the end of the day, this move is part of a larger long term strategy. Stopping terrorism isn't about just one law or one designation. It's about sustained global cooperation and holding everyone involved, directly or indirectly, accountable. Thanks for sticking with me through this deep dive. If you found this video helpful or informative, go ahead and hit that like button and let me know what you think in the comments. Should more countries follow the US in cracking down on proxy terror groups like TRF? And if you want more explainers on global security, international relations, or breaking geopolitical news, don't forget to subscribe. Take care, stay informed, and I'll catch you in the next one.